All right. So I am live, and right now I'm not gonna do any monitoring and stuff. So like this is working. This is fine. Good for me. I'm gonna close that. The game is already on. Yeah, all the monitoring stuff is on. All right. So we are back in the game. Hopefully you can see the entire thing this time, unlike the recording that I made. And I'm gonna switch off the monitoring stuff here. I'm gonna look at it here instead. I'm gonna sit here. I still have a bit to sort out because there's a lot of things that are new here now. Actually, while we are at that, no, I don't think anyone's gonna watch that. You know what? I'm gonna make an entire video about my new setup. So let's keep it at that. So right now, what do I plan on doing? Well, really nothing. This is just a test stream. I'm kind of checking if things are working right now. If they do, then tomorrow will be a mainstream, and tomorrow I will probably play Assassin's Creed Revelations because after Brotherhood, that's the next game I was supposed to play before my exam started. So that's the one I'm going to play. Other than that, of course, another one that was pending was Max Payne 3 because I was supposed to play that, but once again, exams happened, unfortunately. So this, I'm just counting all of this stuff in case someone watches this after the fact. So in case you're watching this, just know that there's more content that is going to come now because now I'm free. I look like hell, but at least I'm free. So yeah, I haven't been well. I actually would have streamed a little bit earlier, but I wasn't well. And of course, there were some issues that I needed to iron out. Now I just need to basically just fix the equalizer for my mic, and I am all set. And also fix the position of the camera. That. Hello, sir. How are you? I'm fine. How are you doing? It's been a while since I've live streamed, actually. Wait, oh, it doesn't play menu music. That sucks. It's Batfan, by the way. You changed your name again? Man. It's been a while. So yeah, as I was saying, so now the PC is completely done. Just the equalizer setup is left for my mic. And I need to fix the camera position that because I also have a new monitor. Ah, that's good. So yeah, I'm gonna do an entire video for the setup, so that will come at some point. So let's just play. Let's just do something. Is it too contrasty on this?
10-4, this is APC Sierra. We are commencing our patrol route.
Alright, just a quick pause because that's something hilarious right now. So these are two different monitors, obviously. So this is a proper 440p, no longer chefs. Those were confusing times, by the way. Like I opened the group one day and it's like, what is going on here? Like the entire group was chefs and like super tuber Eddie. Like what was that phase? Anyway, so I was saying, like, I'm using two different screens now, and these look very different. Like, this is much more color accurate than this one. So I had to like change like contrast and stuff here, and it looks so weird. Like it looks like the colors are blown out in this monitor, but they are just fine here. So just let me know if the image looks weird because I literally cannot tell. Like I can only see what's on the screen right now. This one looks fine. This looks like shit. Sean is still at, yeah, I saw that like literally a few days ago as well. Like I sometimes jump into Twitter just to check what's going on with the world. So being over a month. Yeah, pretty much since my exam started. I think that was like literally the day before my exam started was when that happened. And I was like, I gave my first exam, came back, I was just scrolling Twitter and I went to the group and I was like, what the fuck is this? That was my first reaction to that. The music is really good in this. Alright.
This is really flattering. But tell Silver Sable I only like her as a friend.
Weapon system down.
Oh no. I was just standing right there. Alright, that was on me. That was really dumb.
Sable reinforcements? Why don't I have reinforcements?
I just took that guy out with a trash can. That's great. And it's a little bit concerning because before this point I didn't have a at least a nearly good enough monitor to understand how the colors are supposed to look. So I was literally just going by instinct. So all the videos that were edited, everything, I don't know what the colors are supposed to look like. Now I know that it's supposed to look like this. Like this thing, even this is not like proper professionally accurate monitor. This is what, 93% DCI-P, 3, which is not much if you're talking like professional color grading, but hey, for a guy like me, I doubt I will even notice the difference. Like I'm half blind anyway. Okay, that's not true. I'm not blind, but you get the point. Wait, are there people here? Did I already clear this? I already cleared this. I just finished the new She-Hulk. I actually haven't watched that. I watched the first episode. And honestly, if I'm speaking honestly, I don't get the controversy around it. Like, yeah, she said what she said, but also, I didn't find it weird. Because, yeah, I don't really agree with her viewpoint on that. Like, I feel like, you know, Hulk's had it a lot worse. But also, the writers were kind of showing that she's not in control of herself. Like, she literally got angry as she was saying that, yeah, I don't get angry, I can control myself. So, clearly, they're going somewhere with that. So, I don't know. I didn't feel like they were trying to say something over there. A lot of people got really mad about that. And even when I first saw it, I felt like there was a weird scene. But then I saw the full scene, I was like, yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The second episode, though, I saw the preview, and the first thing that came to my mind was, you know, that there's an actress, the main, I think she's going to be the antagonist. And she's one of the actresses from The Good Place. And I was like, oh, that's nice. She went from The Good Place to the MCU. That's great. Hey, I'm back to this place.
1034 assault in progress.
Yeah, like I can understand why you would think that, like, people would think that she was like being a little bit terrible, but I think that's just part of her character. I mean, think about Tony Stark, the way he started out.
Is this the mosh pit? Great!
Like, I think she's less cockier than Tony Stark was. That's fine. Alright, challenge complete. I'm looking forward to seeing Daredevil. I don't know how Daredevil will fit into it, really, because kind of like Daredevil is a very serious character. Like, it's not like he can't crack jokes or anything, but like the way he was set up in his show, he was a very serious character, and this show I don't think it's going to be that serious. And it makes sense Daredevil is in it because he's also a lawyer. He's in New York, so it makes sense. But I don't know, in terms of the tone of the show so far, I don't know how Daredevil will fit into it. It still will be fun because, you know, he's great. Like, I don't remember his name, but he's great as Daredevil. So I don't care. Like, whatever they throw at him, I'm pretty sure he can do it well. Like, I have no missions to do. The only thing that is left for me to do in this is now to just get started with the DLCs. And I want to do a proper stream for the DLCs. Yeah, that would be weird. If Daredevil just comes in there and becomes a wisecracking hero like every other guy in MCU, That would be weird. I don't want that either. I saw a brief FPS dip. Like just when I was swinging into the... I don't know what this area is called. It's a pretty famous area, I guess, in New York. I constantly see this in the movies. So there's that. Yeah, the moment I swinged in, I saw a slight FPS drop. Wait, is VSync on? Or did it drop that far? I think VSync is off. G-Sync is on. Like Batman in Justice League constantly told jokes were terrible. Yes, absolutely. Like, I personally did not have a problem with Justice League. Like, the Snyder cut was fine for me, and so was the Joss Whedon one. But then again, my standards are very low, like extremely low. Like, I even found some enjoyment out of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That should tell you how low my standards are. But my point is, like, even then, like, the way Batman was presented, like, one or two jokes about, what's your superpower? Like, I'm rich. Like, that was fine. But he doesn't need to be constantly cracking jokes. He's Batman. Like, you have Flash for that, and to some extent Aquaman for that. Like, I know Aquaman in the comics wasn't really accurate to what they showed off in the movies, but yeah. AC Odyssey. It's Times Square. Yeah, I knew that. I wasn't sure about it. Odyssey. You know what? I am going to have to play Odyssey a little bit more, because I was working on that video and that's still left. But that's the thing, I can't bring myself to play the game for more than like 30 minutes at a time. So for a game that lasts about 30-40 hours, that takes a while. And it's not like I play it daily or anything. And like, compare that to, say, Spider-Man. Like right now, I'm playing this game. It's a decent game. It's a really good game. And all I'm noticing here is there are so many of the things that Ubisoft is often criticized for. Like, talk about the forts, the camps, the repetitive side activities, everything this game has. But this game still is a lot more fun than any of these other games. The reason being, A, the traversal is engaging, it's fun, you get to swing around as Spider-Man. If you like that, that's great. And the combat is great. So in that sense, Odyssey's combat was great. So I can kind of understand why people like Odyssey. Like, in terms of the gameplay loop, if you like the loop, you will find some fun in that game. But if you don't like it, you will be bored out of your mind. I think the same goes for Spider-Man, and for me at least, I'm really enjoying this loop. I haven't played Assassin's Creed since Valhalla came out. I have played Assassin's Creed a lot since Valhalla came out, but I haven't played Valhalla a lot since Valhalla came out. Like, that was the thing. I played Origins. I played Odyssey. I played Origins and Odyssey for a combined total of above more than 400 hours. And the reason why I played Odyssey that much was because, you know, I wanted to be clear on my end that if anyone comes and questions me about, oh, you didn't play the game or you didn't understand what the game was going for, yeah, I did. I did both of those things. Spider-Man is great to I used to build. Yeah, exactly. That's so fun, right? That was the best thing about the older Assassin's Creed games as well. The traversal is so fun that you can just do that. You don't need to focus on any of the objectives. You can just do this. I can just swing for hours, just like I could, parkour for hours. Yes, the mechanics in the older games especially, they can break apart a little sometimes. Like, sometimes it can be frustrating. Like, even someone like me who has a lot of practice now, it is frustrating sometimes. Like, you make the wrong decisions. But even then, like, Spider-Man is a lot more forgiving in that sense. So I do feel like that should be implemented. But as to my point about Odyssey or Valhalla, so I played 400 hours of Origins and Odyssey. And then I went to Valhalla and I was immediately burned out. Like, I just couldn't. That game was sitting on my hard drive for more than 4 months and I didn't play it. Like, you can look at my channel. There were gameplay videos coming out and then suddenly they stop for 4 months and then they start again and immediately end. I loved Origins since I loved Ancient Age. Yeah, like Origins, I loved Origins. Like, even with the problems with the story in Origins, like in Origins, now we know why those problems existed. Like, those entire sections were supposed to be played as Amulet, and we didn't get that because, yeah, I don't think we need to rehash that part. But that would have been fun, and that would have fleshed out the game more. That would have been a really good way to introduce another character, a legendary character in Assassin's Creed lore. They missed that part. Like, that was such a great game, and from that I was expecting they would improve on Origins, and they basically just ditched Origins. That's what pissed me off the most at first about Odyssey. And after that, like literally the moment you start playing Odyssey, the very first scene breaks the lore. Like, we need more ancient Egyptian games, agreed, but like better ones, hopefully. Like, Origins was great. I feel like Origins is one of the better games in the franchise, but still, yeah, it could have been done better. Oh, fuck, I got stuck. Yeah, do we have Taskmaster challenges over here? I want to do those, yeah. I have no idea how they went from Origins to Odyssey. Same here, man. So, the interesting thing is, when Odyssey was first revealed, I was still at Ubisoft, and so what happened was, due to time zones, of course, when the actual Ubisoft announcements took place, that was at night. But of course, since it was a Ubisoft showcase, so when we went back to the office in the morning, we still had that showcase. Everyone was gathered around, everyone was looking at the showcase. I didn't stay for long, we were working, so we had I think we had to get the build validated at that point, so we were kind of working there. So I wasn't working on Odyssey, I was working on a different project. So anyway, it got revealed, and so I obviously saw the reveal at night, but most people didn't. And later in the day, when everyone saw the reveal and came out, I go, what the hell is that? Like, people, I know for a fact there were people inside Ubisoft who didn't know what the hell was going on there. To be fair, I was in like a very small role. I was a tester, and my experience comes from interacting with other testers, like from my team. So yeah, everyone was confused. It wasn't just people outside, it was even people inside Ubisoft who was like, what the hell is this? And there was one article, and when I say article, it was like a sort of a letter. So there's a service, I won't detail everything, I think it's confidential, so I won't detail. So either way, so the gist of it is, some guy, he wrote that Odyssey is a love letter to the franchise that came before, and it is taking this in a new direction, and it is going to be respectful to the franchise. And after I played the game, I was like, well, where the hell do I find this guy? Because none of that was true. Like, man, like, to think I thought that Ubisoft's handling was bad before Origins came out. Like, what do I even say now? Ah, Sable, fucking hell.
You gotta deal with these guys before they hurt someone.
Alright, I think I better just stay down here and counter them. Yeah, that's better. Alright. Where is he? Oh, missed it. There we go.
Jetpack dude, grounded. Good one, Pete.
It was so odd. The Odyssey meant to be more back to, and then the next one just threw it all away. I will never understand what they were thinking with Odyssey. Like, if you want to make a game about ancient Greece, make a game about ancient Greece. Like, there's so much in that game that could have been done so much better if they weren't shackled by Assassin's Creed. Like, as much as I have said that Odyssey damaged Assassin's Creed a lot in terms of its lore, in terms of what we expect from Assassin's Creed games, Assassin's Creed damaged Odyssey a lot more than that. Like, Odyssey could have been a lot better if it wasn't, like, you know, ham-fisted into that Assassin's Creed mold. Like, they still had to justify the Assassin's Creed name, and so they half-heartedly put elements in that just don't belong there. They didn't have to do that. Like, just make a proper RPG set in ancient Greece. It will still sell. Like, I can understand from their perspective that they wanted to, you know, like, associate it with a big franchise so that it would sell well. But I still don't understand why they had to do it that way. Like, either make an Assassin's Creed game that at least follows some basic principles from the main games, or just make a spin-off. Like, I don't know, Odyssey, Tales from Assassin's Creed, something like that. And just go away from Assassin's Creed. Just like, they could have done that thing where instead of, you know, being in the Animus, they could have simply told a tale about this being who existed, rather than someone viewing it through the Animus. Like, just as a story that happened. They could have done that. Like, maybe they were deriving it from Herodotus' books or something like that. There were infinite amount of ways they could have done it better. Like, if I am coming up with these ideas, I am sure experienced writers are going to come up with much better ones. Like, how do you, like, start that and think this, we want to go into a historical depiction of ancient Greece, and then we suddenly have Medusa running around and everything, and that's fine. You want to have mythical beasts, that's okay. Like, at least try to do something with that. Like, all the boss battles, like, the boss battles were designed really well, they played really well. I loved playing the boss battles, but I didn't like the justification that they gave for the boss battles, if that makes sense. Wait, I was supposed to do the challenge. Oh, that reminds me, this suit that I have right here in Spider-Man, this doesn't exist in the game. So if you, say, boot up the PS4 or the PS5 version of the game, this suit isn't there. So this is a PC mod. Essentially, this is the No Way Home suit, you know, the last swing that Spider-Man takes through New York City. So that's what he's wearing. See, that's why I like PC so much. Like, you wouldn't get that with a console. Now, if only they hadn't been greedy, you know? Yeah, that reminds me, is my voice alright? I think the mic isn't tuned entirely right now, so it's still a work in progress. The mirror could easily be illusions or imagery from it. Yeah, like, we have seen the franchise do that before. Like, you had a convenient excuse there, you didn't use it. Sorry, I just have to drink water, but my voice is going. That's why actually I wasn't streaming before, because my voice is almost completely gone. Usually I'm much louder than this, which comes with its own problems.
This time he's tracking bombs, and they're about to go off. Gotta move fast.
Right. Gotta go fast. So I think this should be easier.
Okay, took care of that one. Okay, one more. good, but I can do better.
Oh, come on. I should have gotten the gold medal for that. I didn't get that. I'm really excited to see what they do for Spider-Man 2. Same here, but unfortunately, I won't be able to play it.
Nice work with the bombs, but you leave it to your throat too much. Hurts the accuracy.
Is this some kind of sick game to you?
Games are for kids, and I'm a professional, and I get paid like it.
Guess your client wasted their money.
Sometimes information's worth more than money, and I've learned plenty watching you.
Yeah, isn't the Taskmaster's entire shtick basically just he observes all the heroes and learns from them? I don't know. I feel like it's pretty much going to be the same game. I don't see how they're going to change it up much. Like maybe add more, more different kind of events, if that makes sense. Like more varied events, diverse events. Yeah, that was what I was going for. Oh, I am getting I'm getting huge FPS drops here. Yeah, it dropped down to 49. Actually, let me just keep this on for now because this is a test stream anyway.
Lethal force authorized. Open fire. Throw them off.
Watch the windows?
Heavy ordnance authorized.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't order any more Sable agents.
He said games are for kids, but then again, it's a good thing that games are for kids. Because I would much rather be a kid than an adult. Being an adult sucks too. Oh no you don't. Yeah, like once you get the swinging down and everything else down, there's precious little you can do in these games. Like the city is still going to stay the same because that's the whole point of Spider-Man. He is, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in New York. Maybe they will expand and include the entirety of New York this time. Other than that, I don't see how they're going to change it up much. Oh, one thing they absolutely should do is co-op. They should absolutely, because right now they have Miles Morales with them and of course Peter as well. So they have two Spider-Men there. So a two-player co-op, especially if it's couch co-op, that would be brilliant. Like I need games with couch co-op, seriously. Like every time I'm at my friend's place, like all we end up doing is playing FIFA. Because that's the only game that we both can play. Like the selection of games for couch co-op is pretty bad. Should I do this?
Yuri, this sounds nuts, but I think this group of Sable agents is locking people up and straight up robbing.
You mean asset seizure? That's for drug dealers, mobsters.
Yeah, well, they're applying it to anyone with nice cars or jewelry.
Which just makes them criminals. Treat them like it.
I am really hungry right now. 65 hit combo, no way I'm getting that. Actually, the highest I've ever gone is like 75. Which says a lot about my skill level. I lost my combo. Damn it! Like it doesn't matter for me to be fair because there is like no stock here anyway. Oh, hello. Yeah, I was going to play Unity today, but then I am playing a much better game now. Let's get him. There we go. I keep losing my combos.
Oh, hey, reinforcement guys! I just talked to your boss. She said you could take the rest of the day off. I swear!
Nope, lost it again. Yeah, that's not just UK. It's pretty much that shit is going on everywhere right now. Like, we are also right now going through some of the worst phases of inflation. And like, as if inflation wasn't bad in itself, the government decided now is a great time to start taxing even more things, because of course they did. Like, I swear, these people need proper PR departments that will tell them just don't do this shit and don't fuck this up. Like, it seems like they've forgotten the basics of what they need to do to keep people happy and to make people vote for them.
Spider-Man, that Sable unit's gone rogue before. Sable International's got their hands too full to do anything about it, but they don't care if we do.
I was gonna take him down anyway, but this makes it more fun. Thanks.
Wow, that was close.
Subject is resisting.
Subject is resisting. Wait, what? It's crazy. Gone up. They blamed Roger. Yeah. See, the thing is, it's kind of, it makes sense because, you know, when you source various things from various places, if one of those sources stop working, the other sources are going to charge more. So it's not directly their fault, but they are involved. My third replay of Black Flag. Hey, excellent game that. I've played it more than 3 times. But to be fair, like, if I'm being fair to our country, electricity prices, at least for my city, haven't gone up. So that is a good thing. Why do I feel like Spidey and Deadpool are similar in terms of sense of humor? They are. Like, I think Deadpool is a little bit more R-rated. But even Deadpool, like, there is literally a series where Deadpool and Spider-Man team up. Because and it is hilarious because they are both that funny. Wait, what is the temperature? 70 degree on the GPU. This is the first time in my life I am seeing a temperature of my CPU lower than the temperature of my GPU. Usually it's the other way around. I have never seen this behavior before. Yeah, so like, yeah, where was I? Yeah, that would be great. Like, just imagine the Deadpool game and the Spider-Man game and a crossover between them. That would be so great. Spidey is Deadpool but PG. Yeah, essentially. That, you know what? Now that Spider-Man is finally, you know, becoming Spider-Man and like he's outside the influence of Tony Stark, I would really love if they do a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool and a Tom Holland Spider-Man crossover. That would be a great movie. I would watch that. Like, I am losing interest in MCU now, but I would watch that movie. Deadpool and Spider-Man co-op. Yeah, you can do that. Speaking of which, I need to peep Deadpool starring Nolan North. Yeah, if you haven't played that Deadpool, play it. That's really, really good. Absolutely play that game. Like, before Ryan Reynolds did Deadpool, that was probably the best rendition of Deadpool I've seen. Like, yeah, I know the TV show, the cartoons, I should say cartoons, I guess. So the cartoons were really good, but I really like the game Deadpool. The game itself could have been better, but I like the character Deadpool from that. Oh, fucking hell. I need to heal.
Great! More Look, I may consider surrendering if you let me flare the siren on the way to lockup.
You're under arrest. Down.
Yeah, no, bro, I'm not under arrest. Fuck off. Wow, I just got tagged for no damn reason.
I'm on him. Incoming. Clear. Engaging target.
Got him.
Engage.
You
Wow,
guys
they
just
went
won't
out like a
stop.
bitch.
Tell Silver Sable I said I'm not interested. And this is really getting stalkerish.
Surrender or die. We gotta get him on the ground. This guy won't go down. Man down. Engaging target. Everybody down.
Got him with the nade. Yeah, let's just pause. There is also a story where Spider-Man goes blind for a day and Daredevil has to help guide him. That would be fun. Like, somehow these two characters are the kind of characters who go really well. Oh, Yuri Ronda has the talent of the poster child of edgelords and very playful, jovial Spider-Man. Yeah.
Get behind him. We gotta get him on the ground. Got him.
No.
That was harder than it should have been.
No, I still need to, yeah. See, this is almost exactly what I was talking about with the Ubisoft mechanics of the game. Like all of this clearing and stuff, that's fairly basic.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Captain, all the people in the cells are out, and they've got their property back.
Good. And Sable International swears they're going to prosecute that squad. I'll believe it when I see it.
Alright.
Spider-Man, good news. The mayor finally cracked the whip on Sable International. No more locking up New Yorkers without due process of law.
Guess they figured out it was a PR disaster. For once, we got a clean win.
Well, not quite. I hear rank-and-file Sable agents blame you for stopping the gravy train. They'll be gunning for you even harder now, and no one's going to stop them.
By now, I think it'd freak me out more if nobody was gunning for me. Let him come. I'll be ready.
Yeah. Now that we are at that, I think I should probably disable RTX. Like, it works just fine, but I just think if there was a medium setting, I would use that for geometry edit. I don't know, I'm dropping frames like crazy over here. Just gonna switch it off. Because on high, this thing looks bad. Like, into my eyes, it just looks bad. Better to just not have ray tracing. Oh, I'm instantly like in the 90 FPS range. I think it's the 90 FPS. No, it's the 80 FPS range. Okay.
All units, officers are pursuing a box truck armed with a bomb.
Alright, I'll just do this and then I'll stop the stream for today.
There are much easier ways to get on the 5 o'clock news, fellas. Whoa. Ooh, cops and robbers. Can I play too?
Cops and robbers.
Carjacker delivery. Bomb in that truck. Gotta get it away from civilians.
Right. Bomb exploded. And he did. He also did. Wow, the camera is a little bit wonky at times.
Phew. Just like that movie with the bomb on the bus. What was it?
Speed. How does Spider-Man of all people not know that? Like, he's usually good with these things. And it doesn't look that bad without RTX. Like, I know for a fact it looks better with ray tracing than without. Like, let's try this. Let's put display. So if we are putting on ray tracing, might as well just go fully into it. Let's just lean fully into it. All right. Did update? Yeah. So you might be thinking, what the hell? Why did the reflection just disappear? Because it's not supposed to do that. These are unclean windows. So let's go on to some clean ones. See? The reflection changes based on surface. Like, instead of just having a standard reflection, it will give you a good enough thing there. But the thing is, it does affect your performance. See, I'm dropping below 60 already. And like, there is barely anything going on here. 30s, damn it.
All available units.
And also my CPU usage is going to be very high for this. Because I am streaming using my CPU. Like, not much, like 1.7% of my CPU. That's like nothing. So yeah. So what you can do here is turn this down and turn this down. I think this is also... Yeah, meshes is mostly CPU. So I'm going to use this as high. I'm going to use this as 1. Let's see if that improves my performance. It did.
Need additional officers near Sycamore.
If it just does the basic reflections, window cleaner simulator. I guess he can do it really well if he wanted to. Yeah. And now that's RTX. Yeah, I can use this. Like, it won't render most objects. It won't use most objects while it is, bouncing the rays off. But it's still better than nothing, I guess. Hey, this is the Avengers Tower, right? If I recall it correctly. Yeah, this is the Avengers Tower. Yeah, I am dropping a little bit. So 3060 is good enough if you don't want ray tracing. Which honestly, ray tracing as good as it is, I don't think this generation is really going to embrace ray tracing that much, because the consoles kind of suck as far as ray tracing is concerned. But next generation, that's when I'm expecting ray tracing to just become the norm. Love running on the Avengers Tower and swinging down. Yeah. Like, the highest point is, I think, still the Empire State Building, if I'm not wrong.
This is Control. What's the status in Vanderbilt?
Need reinforcements at Outpost Foxtrot. We're taking fire.
So I still think Empire State Building is the tallest one. Although that, I don't know what building that is, that might rival it. And the best thing I found in the game was just randomly, I was just swinging around randomly and I stopped somewhere. And there was this, it told me, oh, take the pictures of some monuments and stuff. And the monument that I chose to take a picture of was the Sanctum Sanctorum, whatever Doctor Strange's home is. So like, yeah, that building is there. Like that logo is there. That was really fun. Like there's so many nods and stuff here.
So are you guys terrorists or criminals? Because I can't keep it straight.
No.
干掉蜘蛛侠，就能粉碎这座城市的势力。把它夺下来！我的本事比你强。快换下！
Yeah, this is fun. I'm just knocking everyone off the rooftops. Bye bye. Alright, another one bites the dust. Alright, that's one more gone. And that's one more gone. Alright. I basically just knocked everyone off the rooftops. Alright, I need to do a perfect dodge. And let them aim first. Wait, it doesn't do the web thing from here. Okay, fine.
He's working with the data. Fire on Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Open fire!
Did he go off? He did. Yay!
Sable will be grateful for me saving their butts.
Got
And
it.
you'd be wrong.
Let's drop this one. Wait, no, not that. That. Hey! Let's just pretend that didn't happen. And I didn't just drop an entire fucking tower on myself. Alright, this is fun. Yeah, see, I'm getting some frame drops here with ray tracing. That sucks. Because the game looks better with ray tracing than without it. But honestly, with all the swinging that I'm doing, it's hard to tell. Like in motion, ray tracing is really hard to tell in this game. But when you stand and you look, it's definitely noticeable.
Officers respond.
But the whole
We have
point of the game is to swing,
kidnapping in
so yeah,
progress.
it
Please proceed to
doesn't matter.
cathedral.
I'll tune my earpiece to listen for sounds of...
Let's, hold on, settings. Did I or did I not switch it off? Oh, it's still switched on. Let's switch it off.
someone struggling.
Again, motion, it's not that obvious. And also, if you really want to know what ray tracing feels like, I would recommend maybe Cyberpunk, and the other game I would recommend is Metro Exodus, the enhanced edition of Metro Exodus. Don't play the older version if you can. If you can play it, then definitely play the new version, the enhanced edition of Metro Exodus, because that is made for ray tracing. This game has the best Spider-Man soundtrack.
Attention
Yeah,
units. Report
I think in
receipt
terms
an
of
narcotic
games,
sale
it
in
definitely
progress.
has the best soundtrack.
Report
In terms of
location in Murray
movies,
Hill.
almost. I still like Spider-Man 1 and 2 soundtrack. And when I say Spider-Man 1 and 2, I mean the ones that came out when I was a kid. That's Spider-Man 1 and 2. Actually, no, that doesn't make it obvious. I mean the one that came out in 2002. Wow, I am old. Like 2000, when the movie first came out, I was a kid, but I wasn't that small. 2002 means I was in second standard or something. But I actually didn't watch this movie until I was in like 4th grade. And that too, I actually watched the first 2 Spider-Man movies in one of my friends' houses. I went to his birthday party, and that's where I watched it. Because in my house, Bollywood, anything other than Bollywood movies was prohibited. Like Hollywood movies had this reputation, and my mom always thought like they were damaging and they were not sanskari enough. Which, by the way, if TGK is in the chat, he can explain what sanskari means. Yeah. Again, video games, yeah, this is easily the best soundtrack. And also, if I may, this is also the best Spider-Man game as well. I haven't played Miles Morales, so I was 7 when it came out. So you are older than me then. Wait, no. How old was I then? I was 1996. 2002, 6 years old. So yeah, we are basically the same age then. Just 1 year apart. Yeah, I just remembered we are 1 year apart. But I saw the movie way ahead, like when I was like 8 or 9. That's when I saw the movie. I saw both movies at once. And actually, fun fact, I didn't live in India back then. I lived in Saudi Arabia. So there was that. The soundtrack is epic, and like even before, before I even touched this game, like years before I touched this game, I was listening to the soundtrack. Like I have this on my Spotify playlist. Yeah, both boomers, yeah. Like seriously, we interact with some really, really small kids. The one franchise where like
Officers needed to assist civilians trapped in their cars.
yeah, I lived in
after a
Saudi
crash.
for
Incident
like
was
2
reported
years.
near Sugar
My
Hill.
dad was there, so
Over.
I obviously was there too. Then we came back to India. Then my dad once again went out, but we didn't. So my dad went to Qatar, but we didn't. Hey, at least I got to go out of my country because my father worked there. I mean, that's never going to happen to me. You know, one day I do plan on visiting UK. Like, especially I want to see London. It seems like a great city. I don't know how great it is. I've only seen it like from outside and in video games. I want to visit someday. But the biggest problem is money that I don't have. I was actually, weirdly, I was looking for master's opportunities. So like I contacted a few universities so that I can get admission. But like, yeah man, that's expensive. UK is really expensive for education. Like compared to that, Canada and Germany were really cheap. Like Canada not so much, Germany was much cheaper. I don't know, maybe like after I am done with my MSc, I might go outside, like go further with my education or something, I don't know. Alright, the thing's holding up just fine. Temperatures are just, the GPU is locked at 70 and the CPU is pretty much locked at 50s. So yeah, this is a good test. London is, it's really expensive. Like even other parts of UK were, like everywhere I saw, it was really expensive. Is my camera at 24 FPS. Damn it, it's supposed to go at 30. Yeah, it's really bad now that I'm looking at it, because it's contrasting with the 60 FPS, and especially because this was going at 170 now. It's twice what you would pay anywhere else. Yeah. Maybe someday. But do have two things in my bucket list that I want to get off first. One is going to Barcelona and watching a game at Camp Nou, and the other, if possible, is driving in the Nordschleife. Those two are my goals in life. Like, if I ever go outside India, that's what I want to do. Alright, this was fun. I'm just gonna close it out. How do I switch? Yeah, default. Hopefully the mic is still working. So yeah, still a little bit of setup to do. Tomorrow I'll play Revelations, because yeah, that was pending. And also I do plan on, I forgot to talk about it. I do plan on playing NFS The Run. Like, yeah, weird considering that I haven't really put out much NFS content on the channel, but I kind of like the game. I like NFS Run, so I'm gonna play that, and I fixed the controller issues with that. So one of the weirdest things about the DualSense is that sometimes the Bluetooth emulation doesn't work properly. So in those games, all you need to do is connect it wired. Yeah, man, see ya. Alright, I'll wrap it up then. Thank you guys for joining. If you're watching this after the fact, I'm sorry I'm rushing through it because I'm really not well. So yeah, if you're joining this after the fact, then, well, thank you for watching again. And stay tuned to my channel. More content is coming, I promise this time. Now I'm free. My exams are done. And I don't have any future plans as of now. So yeah, streaming is what I'm going to do. Anyway, all that said, I will leave you guys